Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and depending on when you're going to be seeing this video. It's your brother, your boy, Courserepscorner. Like I always tell you guys, it's my corner, it's your corner, and it's a corner. In today's video, I will be sharing a video shared by our sister Oyakhilome on Facebook, and I just wanted to share it with us. You know, Oyakhilome has been here before on my channel when I did a series of her about our slave trade. If you have not seen that video, please go and watch it. You will see where Mariam did a nice job with her curator some months ago. So that's why when I saw it, I said no, it's good. I also say, because I've been with her, and anytime she goes to a museum, I try to pick one or two things from it, and I have learned from there. So I said no, it's good I share with us. The video is about, I think the video's name is the museum's name is Descovery Museum, from what she said. So like she said in the first statement, she does not know what she's going in there to discover, but I tell you, it was a wonderful experience, and I'm so happy to have shared it with us. So guys, I just want to thank all of us for always coming to my content. Thank you so much for always watching my videos. For those of us who have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share. Till I come your way next time, till you see me your screen, guys. I leave all of us with this video.
Hi guys, guess where I am? It's called Descovery Museum. I don't know what to be discovered until I go in, so you guys come in with me. And this is in Nigeria, Abuja. No, I'm not doing adverts for them, but anyways, let them know. Whoa, is this a cave?
Yes, it is.
Whoa, can you see this environment?
Yeah. Welcome to the museum. This is Discovery Museum, Nigeria's first digital museum. Everything in the museum is content curated to tell the Nigerian story. What is in technology to be? It's going to be very exciting. There's so much to see in the museum. You will have a physical tour that will take you through your tour of the museum, and it begins here. Please proceed. Enjoy your tour.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, what's your own position?
Manager.
Okay, this is the manager of the museum.
So my name is Akim, and I'll be your tour guide.
Okay, thank you.
So,
nice to meet you.
Same here. So here is the economic walkway, and it talks about how Nigeria activities were when we're into regions, because then no discovery of oil and we had no state, it was just regions. So here is the eastern part, or the eastern region of eastern Nigeria then. So in the easterners were into oil production and into coal that was discovered in Enugu City. So that's it, and here we have the cap from the Igbo and some other things that are identified with the easterners.
No, the beads for chiefs and
yes, and the caps and cloth.
Okay.
So we move to the next. So here we have the northern region and the Hausa Fulani, as we call it. So here the northerners were into leather production and also into agriculture, where they had the granite pyramid. So they were into granite production, and it was used as a form of cash crop. Okay. And for the leather works, we have a lot of leather works like the bag, that's the skin bag, skin palms, and some other things like clothes put on by hunters. So it's made from animal skin.
Okay.
So we move down to the western region, and the westerners are the Yorubas we have today. So the westerners were into textile production that was very popular in the western region, and also into cocoa production, which the premier of the western region then, Obafemi Awolowo, used to develop that region in terms of free education from primary down to university, building the first university in West Africa, that's University of Ibadan, and also building the first skyscraper in West Africa, that's the Cocoa House. So all these were done with the profits from cocoa. So in terms of the textile production, the Yoruba have the Ashoke, the Ofi, tie and dye, the adire, and so on. So here we have the fila from the Yoruba people. We have the cloth called masaji, and some other traditional wears from the Western region. So this talks about slave and slave trade in Africa, and it started in 15 down to the 18th century before the discovery of industrial revolution. And here we have the slave tunnel, which you go into it and that will be all. You'll be transported to any part of the world where your service is needed. And here we'll talk about Nigeria becoming a British colony, and the journey started in 1851, where we had the bombardment of Lagos, and 10 years after, Lagos and Nigeria became the crown colony of the British. So here is the Berlin Conference of 1884-1885, where leaders met in Berlin, the capital of Germany, to talk about how to scramble Africa, because then we're into the era of the industrial era, whereby a lot of industries were discovered in Britain. So then we need more of cash crop to grow those infant industries, and Africa was an area where the British or some Europeans thought they'll get their markets. So that's it. And here talks about the journey to independence, and here we are today, where it all started from the Federal Law, the Guard Constitution in 1914. You have the Macpherson, the Clifford, and so on. But we'll be talking about the 1920 Constitution that paved way for Herbert Macaulay to form the first political party in Nigeria, and that's Nigerian National Democratic Party. And subsequently, we start having some other regional parties like the Action Group from the Western region, the Northern People's Congress in the north, and also the NCNC, the National Council of Nigeria and Cameroon. So these are how the journey started, and these are some nationalists we had then. So you walk on, here is the tunnel, and the tunnel talks about same from independence. So the first screen talks about the celebration for our independence we got in 1960, October 1st. And there was Alexander of Kent representing the Queen of England. So here we talks about some other symbols, national symbol. So we have the national flag designed by Taiwo Akinkunmi with the green and white, and also the coat of arms that has some significance, like the black shield talking about the fertile soil, and the two white horses stands for the dignity and pride of the country, and the red eagle talks about the strength, and the two major rivers, Niger and Benue, and the meeting point called the confluence. And some other symbols are the national anthem and the pledge. So I want our attention to be on this part, and this part talks about the slave trade, and these are vessels, bottles of drinks representing the slave trade era, whereby these bottles were used in exchange of humans. Yeah, so with this drink you can get 30 slaves in return. Yeah, so that's it. Not just drink, but other valuable items like glass, guns, things like umbrella, and so other things. Even the mirror. So move down to our next.
Oh, you guys, see.
So you're welcome. So here is the dome, like I said, and the dome talks about past and present Nigerian leaders, be it military or be it civilian. So we'll be starting with the first and the only prime minister we had in person of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, and he ruled from 1960 down to 1966. And in 1963 we became a Republican country, and there we have Nnamdi Azikiwe, and both worked together down to 1966 in the parliamentary system of government, something very similar to the British system of today. And January 15, 1966, Nigeria had a first military intervention, and that brought Aguiyi into power. And Aguiyi stayed for just 6 months before he was assassinated in Ibadan, Oyo State today, and that paved the way for the most senior military officer at the time, in person of Yakubu Gowon, and he stayed from 1966 down to 1975, and during his regime, there were a lot of things he did that were quite significant to the country. Like we said, from the economic walkway, we had no states. So it was during his regime we had the creation of states. It was during his regime we discovered oil. It was during his regime he moved the native authority down to Nigerian Prison Service, and also the establishment of NYSCs and some other things he did to put the country in place and to move us down to where we are. So then he went for African Union Summit in Kampala, and a coup came up, and that brought Muritala Mohammed into power in 1975, who stayed for just 10 months before he was assassinated in Lagos, Ikoyi to be precise, and his deputy, Olusegun Obasanjo, came on board and promised to do the handing over to a civilian government in 1979, which he did, and that brought Shehu Shagari into power, and Shagari brought us down to a civilian regime again, and 1983 we went back to another military regime, and that's Muhammadu Buhari.
Boo boo.
And he stayed for 2 years before his chief of staff actually came to be our next head of state, and he stayed till 1993, and his regime, Brian Badamasi Babangida, and his regime was quite unique because his regime was when we had the June 12 election. That's the person of MK Abiola, and he was actually there. He actually said, okay, fine, we should go into a civilian regime, we should organize an election, and he actually did not want that, and he did not want the MK Abiola declaring himself. That's Abiola who just finished talking, and that brought us down to the June 12, which he annulled the election, and we went to an interim government of Neshonekon for just 3 months before Babangida's chief of staff, Sani Abacha, came into power in 1993, and he stayed down to his death in 1998. So, all right, so in 1998, and then it was Abdusalami Abubakar who came on board in 1998, and he promised to do the transition from military down to civilian rule, which he kept his promise, and that brought us to the Fourth Republic with Olusegun Obasanjo, and he stayed from 1999, May 29, 1999 down to 2007, and he brought the younger brother of his deputy, in person of so you can see other brother here, Musa, so the younger brother, to be the next president. So the guy in 2010, and his deputy took over, and we had Goodluck Jonathan, and who stayed in 2015 before he was defeated in an election by Muhammadu Buhari, who remains our president to this very day. So that's all this part. So